Hi everybody, I'm Leah of C. Drill, and today I'm going to show you how to make a pattern for those tricky tile cuts using, well, I like to use aluminum foil, or you can use craft paper. But for today's demonstration purposes, we're going to use aluminum foil. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make a pattern. So what you want to do is you want to take your foil. This is the tricky cut here. And so you take your foil and you line it up. You make a crease. You run your finger along the side, making a crease, following the form. So that's one fold. So we've got our first straight line. Now we want to follow again. Want to follow the line. And what you want to do is you just want to keep folding your aluminum foil until you've got an exact pattern. Okay, so now we've got it perfectly fit to form. Now you've got your foil form and it's perfectly fit to the tile that you need to cut. But what I always like to do is, this is a little flimsy, even though it's perfectly, it's a perfect pattern, it's a little flimsy. So I like to always take the pattern, set it on a piece of cardboard, outline it with a Sharpie. So what you want to do is you want to trace the perimeter of your pattern, but account for the grout lines, okay? Because you're going to want to come in about 1/4 of an inch. So here's one that I've already done and used. Just make certain that you do a dry fit in the place that you're going to fit the tile first, to make certain that you've got enough space where the grout lines should be. Okay, so now we're going to go to the wet saw. I'm going to show you how to make that cut. If you use this process, you'll never make a bad cut. Come on in close, let me show you. We've got our cardboard pattern and we're going to lay it flat on the tile. You want to use a good marker because you're going to have to see these lines. And once the tile gets wet, you don't want your lines to disappear in the water. So I like to use a dark marker. So we lay the template down. Now, this is going to seem counterintuitive, but it's not. You would think that we would mark the tile from the top surface. But that's not what we want to do. We want to take this cardboard pattern, lift it up, and slide it underneath our tile, like so. And then we want to flip the tile over. And this is where we want to mark our tile. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to make my marks here. There we go, the tile has been marked. Now it's time to make the cuts. Okay, so I've got the back side of the tile on the wet saw. Now we're going to line up the blade on that mark. Move it over just slightly, and now we know that we're set. Now before I crank up the saw, I want to tell you, when we start our cut, we want to follow the line and go beyond the line. Just a little beyond the line. Do not stop at this corner, otherwise you're not going to make a clean cut. Travel beyond the corner, just slightly. Okay, we're ready to get started, but first you want to put on your safety glasses. Always wear safety glasses before you operate a wet saw because there's going to be debris. Now, we're going to turn on the wet saw. I'm going to wait for the water to start to circulate. It's circulating. And I'm going to slowly draw the blade toward me. Now I've already made my mark, and I know that I need to stop just a little beyond the mark. Notice how I went just a little past the line. Now you see that I've done my second cut. And this is why we cut on the back side. You notice that there's an X here where I came beyond the line. If I hadn't done that, I would not have cut completely through the piece. We don't have the same lines that are on the back. And that's the difference between an amateur cut and a professional cut. And that's what you're going to be able to do from this point forward. And that's how you make a combo cut on a wet saw. Remember, this is Leah saying you can do this.